It's kids first. It's kids first. It's kids first. It's kids.
The goal of Kids First is really what's printed on our brochure, which says that we want to help families going through separation and divorce, and we want to help them restructure the family.
My name is Sarah Doudna. I'm a marriage and family therapist, and I'm co-founder and clinical director of Kids First. I'm here at Chapman University, where I've been showing up every Saturday morning for the past 16 years. Kids First is a program that helps parents and kids who are going through the most difficult and heartbreaking experience of their lives. Their families are breaking up.
The first time I really thought about a kids program, I was at the courthouse and I saw this young boy, maybe 12, 13, around my son's age, and he was in a suit and tie sitting in a chair all by himself with nobody around him, with a forlorn look on his face. And I looked at the kid and I said, you know, this has to stop. This has to be the last kid that some parent drags down to the courthouse to tell the judge how awful the other parent is in order to get an advantage on custody.
I've seen the pain that is caused by separation and divorce, and I've seen that pain sometimes turn into a rage that is just goes on and totally consumes the lives of the parents. I've also seen the remarkable healing that can take place here at Kids First.
Yeah, they should do Kids First. Adult kids should do Kids First.
You're going to be hearing from some of our staff and also from some of the parents and kids who've gone through this 8-week program. Kids First is unique. It's the only one of its kind in Southern California.
How Kids First has helped me is by teaching me a lot about grown-ups and that I'm not alone. Graduation felt like I am not alone. I understand now, and it's over, and I can be with my mom and dad, and also help my friends, because some of my friends are going through divorce.
Children, you know, this is true in therapy, it's getting them to talk about what's going on and how they're putting what's going on together in their minds is a very crucial part. So you have to get them talking, and you have to make it safe for them to begin to talk about what their experiences are. And sometimes children are putting together pieces very incorrectly. And if they're not speaking it and letting you know that, they just internalize it in that way and go on, and it gets kind of set in stone. So this program gives them an opportunity to begin to verbalize all of this, hopefully getting the parents to listen to their children, to recognize the children don't understand all of the things that are going on.
I heard of the Kids First program through court. We were going through a tough time, so we decided to go to the court, and first time we heard of this was you're going to be court ordered, and I was kind of bummed out, but actually being here, it shows you a whole new perspective and lets you learn how to manage better the stress and how to make it a lot happier. In the beginning, my former boyfriend and I weren't really talking. My expectations coming in were just to get through it, we'd get some facts and get on with our life, and everything would be good for the court. But we actually got involved, and learn from other situations, how to avoid other things, how to prevent things for the future for our daughter.
I first got involved with Kids First because they had placed an ad looking for therapists that had experience working with families and their kids. And 4 years later, here I am running adult groups and just having a great time with it. What I do as a facilitator is I'm a group leader, I'm a therapist, I'm a teacher, all kind of wrapped into one, in that I've got information that these parents don't have that they, want to learn about, and how to get along better with the other parent or get along better with their children. So in that aspect, I'm a teacher. I'm a therapist in that people are coming in with, some emotional issues, some concerns that may get triggered by a topic. They had something happen with their kid or their other parent this week, and they get upset, so that's when my therapy skills come out. And then as a group leader, what I do is help keep the group moving, put some humor into it, also direct things when it needs to be a little bit more serious. Just keep everybody flowing, make sure everybody's feeling included and involved in the group so that we get good group discussion going, which helps the group move along.
I'm pretty sure we all come in thinking, I'm right, you're wrong, but then you find out that you're right isn't always right, and then sometimes it's giving up and a little bit here and there to get the actual right and what would be right for the child. In Kids First, we learned that we can't control the other parent, but that's okay and we could get on with it.
The children's group and adult groups both have curriculum over the 8-week period, and they facilitate the objectives for each day. So there's a goal written in objectives for each day, and they help fulfill the objectives, whether in the children's groups it's through various mediums such as play, books, activities, and in the parent groups it's more discussion and conversation.
Kids First definitely helped me understand and get through everything and communicate better with my former boyfriend.
It taught me how to view the relationship now. I had previously viewed it as, even though we were divorced, we were still kind of together because we had to work together for the kids. But, I now understand that I have no control over her, and anything that I can suggest, it doesn't really matter. So I can just only do what really matters to me and what I believe is helpful for the kids.
I started the divorce process about 4 years ago, and then we've had conflict back and forth, a lot of communication problems. I had been to a church single parent group, and it was a lot of complaining, and so I was kind of expecting more of the same, and I didn't think, especially because it's a non-church thing, I thought it would be even worse, like just a bunch of whining. And luckily, my group at least was really positive. And I felt like everybody built a relationship amongst the whole group. It was kind of like just open communication and trust among complete strangers. We're all different, but we all had the same common goal, which was our kids. And so the whole Kids First was really true to the purpose. So that was really cool. And he had fun. Every week he would come back and be just excited, and he made a friend, and they actually have their own language.
Kids First isn't just the name of the program, it's the heart of what we do. It's the focus of our program in making sure that your kids are put first so that they can grow up to be well-adjusted and happy children.
I would definitely recommend this to somebody who's starting to go through a divorce, probably earlier on rather than waiting 4 years like I did. It definitely helps you to understand that the relationship with the former spouse or the other parent isn't really about the child. You have to kind of keep them separate and make sure that the child's needs come first. That means not involving them in the communication between the other parent and making sure that the child's needs are met and that the communication's more on a professional level than on an argumentative. There's really no reason to argue. And yelling, especially in the front of the child, doesn't really do anything but hurt the child.
I think that one thing that's helpful is they say that it's not your fault. I didn't really think it's my fault, but my brother sort of did. I've learned that you should be assertive and stand up for yourself.
Our second session, when we got to meet our group, we were speaking of our stories, and just knowing that that happened to you kind of makes you break down, cry, but it's okay because you're not the only one. Everyone has a different story, but the similarity here was that we're here just for the kids, and that just makes you stronger. During the 8-week program, I did get emotional in this whole thing. I wasn't the only one. Just hearing the stories we're in as a group, you kind of grow a bond with them. The crying, it helps, and it did break walls, but it also opened like a new door for us to communicate, because now we could actually talk.
It's helped quite a bit.
They found out, wow, this person here has gone through maybe not the same situation, but they've got some of the same experiences going through their divorce that I did. Oh, I can relate to that, and all of a sudden they realize they're not alone in the world.
Yeah, just letting out your emotions. Crying. I let my emotions out crying.
But you're not alone, and you're gonna get through it. That's why I keep coming back for the past 4 years, is it's great to help people out and have them see that.
I was actually very excited to come to Kids First. I really wanted the communication between me and my kids to improve, and I believe that it really given them the voice to say what was on their mind, where previously I would have to kind of nudge them and say, well, what's going on, what's happening, you seem like you're upset, and now my daughter comes to me more and says, this is how I feel, this is what's going on, this is what I don't like that you're doing, and that's great.
Some of the highlights during the program are on the 5th week, we have a judge come in to talk to the children. We ask the kids to prepare questions in advance the week before the judge shows up, so that we have a format. We have a volunteer family law judge who comes in, and they answer the children's questions generally. The kids get a real good bit of information from the judge. One of the reasons I wanted to have Kids First is that children whose parents are going through separation or divorce, they don't get good information. So the only information that the children get is what's distilled through many times an angry parent. And Kids First gives the children straight information, objective information, along with all of the other processes that we provide them. And the judge showing up on the 5th week is a real boost to that process.
I think the greatest thing for my children out of this was that they learned that they don't have to be put in the middle of what's going on with their dad and myself. And they're separate, they can ignore what's going on, they can just say, I don't want to talk about it, this is your business. And they've also made some great connections with other kids who are their same age, who are going through the same problems and drama at home.
It's helped his ability to communicate with me. He's able to talk about his feelings more, and when I say, honey, no, that's not okay, don't argue with me, he'll say, Mom, I'm trying to express my feelings.
The end result was definitely well worth it. It opened up a lot of avenues as far as seeing how to relate to other people. I mean, it's not just, with the kids here, or with my kids, or with, their parent, their other parent. It's, almost in everyday life. You can use these things.
You gonna be sad that this is your last day?
Yeah.
Yeah, how come?
Because I missed my friend.
Yeah. Which friend?
No one.
Yeah. You made a good friend?
Why?
It's been a great bonding experience for the kids.
Graduation was pretty cool. I was actually very nervous, and at the same time very excited. I was one of the people that talked for a minute.
Kids First definitely gave me the tools to get through the divorce, to handle stress, to communicate more effectively with my former husband, and tools in supporting my child and discipline and just being there for him, and how to learn from him as well and listen to his needs.
It does give me great joy and personal satisfaction to see the children, especially the young children, 4 to 6-year-olds, get so much out of the program. They are at an age where they are very malleable, and in a high conflict family, they are being molded in a very negative way. And we turn that around, and we do it in a number of ways through the process. We had one 5 or 6-year-old at the end of the program one Saturday morning. The mother came to pick up the child, and they were walking up the stairs, and the child tugs on the mother's skirt and says, "Mommy, is it okay if I tell Daddy I love him?" And you can't script that kind of thing. It's just absolutely amazing.
The class has really helped me understand how to be more myself with my kids. It's a great program.
Kids First really helps to destigmatize divorce. Parents and children understand that divorce happens and that there is a way to go through the process in a better way. And I think Kids First does an excellent job.
If you know someone who needs to heal from separation and divorce, please tell them about us. Tell them about Kids First. We want to help.
It's Kids First. It's Kids First. It's Kids First. It's Kids.